Let's go over placing orders. There are two areas you can place orders. You can place them by going to this tab right here or this tab next to it for quick orders. I do most things under this one with the red one. Quick orders we'll click on, and it's just got kind of some common stuff already there that can be useful if you just need to place something, like give some Tylenol, give a pain med that they might need, order a quick lab test. Um, but you can't alter these at all. And then you could do that and add things here. Um, but under this other one, after you've built enough favorites, um, you should be able to. Let me get out of this. After you've built enough favorites, you shouldn't need that quick orders. You can do your own quick orders because you'll know where your actual orders are. It's bringing me to this because this patient's already had some orders placed. So we're just going to skip this for a second. So let me go back out here. So don't forget we click here to add order, the red one. And then unfortunately you might have to go to this add button if there was already orders placed on the patient. Mine is going to look a little bit different than yours will the first time because I have lots of things saved. But let's say we wanted to just do a CBC to start out. I'm going to go to this add right here. We're going to add an order. Usually the first thing you do is find this add button. And I'm going to search CBC. And so all the different kinds of CBCs will come up. You usually want a CBC with diff. And you want it stat. It's already there. So that's perfect. Not everything is going to come already stat. So you might need to go into the order and change it to stat. So it'll be done quickly for an ER order. This could be a radiology order or anything. So let's say I needed to change that to stat. You just go to the order and click on it once, and it's going to bring up the details. These kind of boxes can be dragged up or down. You have to do that a lot. And here you can change the collections priority, stat or now. Let's say I also wanted to do a KUB. Just go up to search and hit KUB. And I'm going to click on this one. And so it gives me a few options. A blank one, tube replacement, so I'll choose the blank one. And you can see it has this X here. That X there is because the orders are not complete, as it's saying. So I need to do something to finish the completeness of this order. So if I click once, clicking twice might work, but clicking once, always brings it up. Clicking twice might open and close it. By clicking once, it brings up everything, and what needs to be completed is in yellow here. So there's a bunch of different options that you can fill in radiology orders, or that you can choose, like abdominal pain, where it's hurting. If it doesn't have what you need, you can always go down to other, and then just type in for reason exam why they need something. So when you're ready to sign your orders, you would just hit sign. So I'm going to cancel out because I don't want to place these. So that's how you would place individual orders. Now let's say I want that CBC and I never want to have to type in CBC again. So I'm going to order that CBC, get to where we wanted get to what we wanted, the stat one. And before I sign it, if you right click over the order, you can see you can add it to favorites. So I'm going to click that. The first time you do it, you're going to have a blank favorites screen. I have a lot of favorites saved, as you can see. I've saved pretty much any order into some kind of favorite category. So you would choose new folder and then maybe make a labs folder and then add it to the labs folder. Anytime you order a lab after that, I would go through and save them all individually, right click, save as a favorite, and put that in there. So now you no longer have to type, but you can just go into it. But I already have a labs folder, so I would add it there. I'm going to remove this now just to show you what it looks like if you wanted to go into your favorites. So again, let's say I wanted to just order a CBC on a patient, but I've already saved it as a favorite in the past. So I'd open this, and I would go to favorites. And you can see all the different folders I have here. Um, this one will be under labs. So labs, and just all the different labs that we commonly order now, I have in different categories. Or anyways, so I would just click on CBC and sign it. Take a glance at all the different labs. So at some point in time, I've gone through and just right-clicked and add something as a favorite. Let's say I wanted to now go to a different favorite. I could go into my other things that I've saved. I've saved x-rays, medicines, fluids, anything to make it easier so I don't have to go search for things individually. If I wanted to do a bunch of labs at once, I would just go through and click the different ones I wanted. So it'll take a little bit of time to build that up, but it's definitely worth it. Now, common things like chest pains, strokes, abdominal pains will have order sets associated with them. Cerner has done a pretty good job of making order sets under what they call power plans. Well, let's go through and look at all the different things they have saved first. So they have common x-rays, ultrasounds, CAT scans, fluids, things here that you can sort through and figure out the way you like to do things the best. I've saved everything under personal favorites so I know where it is, but let's see what happens when we order a CT brain under their order sets. See, it's quick, you don't have to type it in, but there's going to be something that you have to fill out, the reason for the exam. So I've done things like save CT heads for different reasons. I've got CT heads saved for head injuries, CT heads already pre-filled with seizures, and that way I don't have to go through and do that extra step. I'll show you under mine. So I put CT heads for head injuries under an old person fall folder I made, and it's already pre-selected with head injury or neck pain for CTC spine. I also have a radiology folder with different, you can see the different CT heads, so I don't have to go through and type them. I know where mine are at. I've got one for seizures and altered awareness. So anyways, back to the very first screen. We're going to go to orders. We know that if we wanted to find a med or a lab, we can use the hospital's pre-built ones, or we can use our own after we've saved them. But let's look at the power plans. Power plans are good groupings of everything you'll need for a certain condition, like abdominal pain or chest pain. It's going to have most of the things you'll need, the labs, the x-rays, and the meds under one order set. So let's go to chest pain. This is the pre-built chest pain order set by Cerner. So here you can see that it's got a lot of things that you would have commonly ordered on a chest pain. Some of them are pre-selected, like oxygen. I'm guessing aspirin's pre-selected. There it is. Aspirin's pre-selected. You know, we're not going to give these beta blockers, but morphine is not pre-selected. But let's say I wanted to give morphine. You would just click on it. And if you wanted to change the dose, it's got an arrow here. So I could just see which ones they have. The other way, if you don't want to click an arrow on something, if there's not an arrow, is right-clicking. Right-clicking gets you through a lot in Cerner. So if I could right-click, and here I guess I would reset it to, put it back to 2. Right-click again instead of the arrow, and I would do modify. And then I had to, it's ready to modify it, but Cerner's not bright enough to bring up your options, so I have to click one time. Oh, it's not working. Never mind. Now we're frozen. Okay. There, clicking that brought it up, and I have my different ways, different options now. I could change it to 4, change it to 8, change this, change it to stat. Stat now is about the same thing. To get out of this, I just click this down arrow. So let's go through the rest of the order set, see what they have. Looks like they have troponins ordered now in Q3 hours, which we always select. A magnesium, which, okay, I don't want a magnesium. I'm going to unclick that. If you wanted a D-dimer, you just select what you want. And then orders for signature. Down here, chest x-ray is already clicked. I didn't put that. So now you can see what you're going to send. I should have changed this BMP to CMP, but that's okay. So let's say I wanted to remove something before I sign. If I wanted to remove something that I forgot to unclick, all you have to do is right click on the order and then hit remove. So now I've got a whole chest pain order set that I could just hit sign on and everything will go at once. I didn't have to go through and search for morphine and nitro and troponins. So I'm going to exit out of this again and go back into orders. I need a back step for a second, but when you log in or when you go to this orders for the first time, it's not going to bring you to this page right here. I'm going to hit up and it's going to bring you to a page that looks like this. These are the different Cerner domains. You will always have to click on the TMC common orders to get to your orders. Somehow when Cerner was first installed, somebody did something on my screen to where it skips over this, and I haven't been able to figure out how to do it. Maybe if you right click and set as home folder, it'll do that. But anyways, yours is going to look like this. So then you're going to hit on TMC and you're back at that. So let's go back to that chest pain power plan. So let's make this more individual, what you would do every time. Let's say you want to be able to hit chest pain with have all the orders that you always do for chest pain. Maybe you don't always give nitro right away, but you always give aspirin. Let's unselect that mag. So let's say I'm sure now this is what I want to do every time as an order set. Before you click orders for signature, you can hit save as my favorite down here. So then you're going to be able to save this whole plan as your chest pain. You can name it Dr. So-and-so's chest pain plan. I'm not going to hit OK because I've already have it saved, but that's what you would do. And so when you do that, next time you want to do a chest pain, we're going to go back into the add orders. I'm going to hit favorites now because I'm not in this, where I'm not using this screen where I want to use the Cerner's pre-built stuff. I want to do the favorites tab. So you can see all my different favorites that we talked about before, things that I've made up. But plans, like order sets, they're full order sets, like the chest pains and stroke and abdominal pains, will be under your My Favorite Plans. So you click on that, and you can see the different plans I have saved. So I would see my chest pain one, and it brings it up the same look, but it's, everything's already pre-selected for what you want, what you've already saved. You can edit it from here if I wanted to take out something. I could update my favorites, but I'm not going to do that. Still, you have to go through the orders for signature and then click sign, but it was nice that it was my chest pain order set, that what I like on every chest pain. And when you're first building your order sets, this is a good screen right here before you hit sign to start saving some other favorites. I could just save aspirin if I wanted. Right click, add to favorites. And I could put it, whatever kind of folders you want. I have a cardiac folder, which I would make, put that under, or I could just make a new folder and name it. Let me get out of that. Don't want to do that. So right click, add to favorites. Let's add it to this cardiac folder. Maybe I don't have it in there. Yeah, I guess not. So now that's already in my, next time if I just wanted to, let's get out of here. Next time if I just wanted to give aspirin to somebody, I would just add order. instead of searching for it over here and choosing the right one, I could just go to my favorites, go to my cardiac folder, and there's the aspirin I just ordered. Or I just saved as a favorite, sorry. It's 3:30 in the morning. And looks like I got a couple people to see. So now we've talked about adding orders through individual searches. We talked about using the different sets that the Cerner has set up for us. And we've talked about making your own favorites. And we've talked about the different power plans. So if you can't find something that you're looking for, like something like an insulin drip, it's okay to go look into the Cerner order sets and see maybe they have it already pre-selected. So let's see if this has this is a good one to go find some insulin. Insulin's not easy to order. So I think the first time I had to go through and I just, chose their insulin here. And then I just saved it as my favorite so I never had to search for it again. So this is an insulin drip, 0.1 units per kilogram per hour. If I had to search for that, let's try it. I'm going to hit add insulin. It's not easy. There's tons of different insulins. So going to the things that they have set up for you is a good way to find the right orders. So if this is my first time doing an insulin drip, I just start going through and right-clicking and removing everything that I didn't need. Maybe you did need these, but let's just say you just want to order an insulin drip for the first time. And now it's there. I would right-click and save it as a favorite, add to favorites, and whatever folder you wanted to make. Now you never have to search for that again. So, get the screen the way I like it. Let's say now that you wanted to modify some orders. That's what this screen will take you to, the View Orders screen. If you click on View Orders, you can see orders that have already been placed on the patient. These are all completed, so I don't think I can actually modify them. But if I needed to, I would do it by right-clicking. Let's see if we can find a patient who something's not done on. Okay, so this urine says dispatched. So it's not running. I could cancel it if I wanted to. So I'm going to go to View Orders. Find the order. Here's a urine dispatched. Right-click, and I can cancel and discontinue it, void it. Those are my options to change it. Once it's running or it's completed, obviously you can't discontinue it. So let's say I wanted to, if this patient had a CAT scan that I wanted to change, I could right-click on CT head and cancel it, and then add the scan that I wanted to, put it in, and sign it. Basically, to modify anything or to cancel something, you go to the View Orders tab, find the order, and right-click it. Alright, so I've got a few patients to see, so I'm going to log off. And if there's anything else we need to go over for orders, I will make another video shortly.